If you started driving a car straight up at highway speed, you'd reach space in about an hour. You'd pass the moon in 5 months, the sun in nearly 200 years. And at that point, you would have traveled 0% of the universe. Not a small percent. 0. Tonight, we're going to find out just how big everything really is. And I have to warn you, your brain is not built for what's coming. Let's start with what we know. Earth feels enormous, 40,000 kilometers around. But put it next to the sun, and Earth becomes a pixel. 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. Now, zoom out. The fastest object humanity has ever launched, Voyager 1, has been flying since 1977, over 60,000 kilometers per hour, every hour, for almost 50 years. It has just barely left the solar system. If the solar system were the size of a coin, Voyager's journey so far would be the width of that coin. And the nearest star? At that scale, it's another coin, 700 meters away. That star, Proxima Centauri, is 4.2 light-years away. Light, the fastest thing that exists, needs over 4 years to make the trip. Voyager would need 70,000. And our galaxy contains somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. The Milky Way is 100,000 light-years across. If you made a scale model where the entire solar system was a grain of sand, the Milky Way would still be the size of a continent. Here's the part that should bother you. When you look at the night sky, every single star you can see with your naked eye is inside a tiny bubble around us, a bubble that makes up less than 0.1% of our own galaxy. In 1995, astronomers pointed Hubble at the emptiest patch of sky they could find, a patch the size of a grain of sand held at arm's length. For 10 days, it collected light from nothing, except it wasn't nothing. The image came back with over 3,000 galaxies, in one grain of sand of sky, each galaxy holding hundreds of billions of stars. Do that math across the whole sky, and you get roughly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. The observable universe is 93 billion light-years across. The number of stars? Around 10 to the power of 24. That's more stars than grains of sand on every beach and every desert on Earth, multiplied by 10,000. But here's the final twist. Observable doesn't mean that's all there is. It just means that's how far light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang. The actual universe extends beyond that horizon, and we have no idea how far. Some measurements suggest it's at least 250 times larger than what we can see. Others suggest it might be infinite. Genuinely infinite. If that's true, then somewhere out there, the exact arrangement of atoms that makes up you, hearing this right now, repeats. An infinite universe doesn't just allow for that, it guarantees it. So how big is the universe? Big enough that every king, every war, every empire in human history played out on a stage too small to measure. And yet, as far as we know, we are the only part of it that has ever looked up and asked the question. If this broke your brain in a good way, the next video asks an even stranger question. What's inside a black hole? Subscribe so you don't miss it.